Radhe 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 Shyam Govinda Radhe Shri Radhe. Radhe 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 Shyam Govinda Radhe Shri Radhe. Govinda Radhe Radhe Shyam Gopala Radhe Radhe.
If you want to know if you're making progress on the so-called spiritual path, see if you're kinder to people. See if you're a little easier on yourself. See if you obsess about your own self and all the stuff that in your life a little bit less. See if you're happier during the day, in a simple way, more content. And see if you're treating people more like you would like to be treated. That means it's working. I have no idea. I had no plan. I was working in a gas station, and no, I'm just kidding. It really all started when I first got to India, and I really heard chanting for the first time. It was, amazing. I was up in a town called Nainital, up in Uttaranchal, and I was walking around the lake one evening, and I passed by the Devi temple there, this ancient Devi temple, and there was this music coming from inside, and I just stopped like this. And I was just standing there, and I couldn't move. I was transfixed. And some guy was going to the temple and said, "Oh, come on," and he grabbed me and pulled me in there, and I sat down with all the guys in there, and they were singing. And they would say, "Come on, sing," and I didn't know what to sing, and they would all laugh, But it was all fun. It was all good, good humor. And I later realized, by the way, that it was a Tuesday and they were singing Hanuman Chalisa. I didn't even know what that was at the time. And that just blew my mind, the chanting. The beauty of the whole drama. This guy, KK, had grown up with Maharaji from the time he's 8 years old. He'd been sitting in his lap since he's 8 years old. So his relationship with Maharaji wasn't of like guru, disciple, It was like grandfather, your favorite grandfather, and you was like, and he was like a spoiled brat with Maharaji. So he wasn't at all put off by this. When Maharaji said, "Tell him not to come," he started to pout, and he looked down like this, and he wouldn't feed Maharaji the apple. He stopped feeding him, and he just looked down like this. And Maharaji would look at him, and he'd push his head up like this. But KK wouldn't look at him. He would go look like this, And then when he took his hand away, he'd look down again. Maharaji would push his hand up. KK would not look at him. Finally, Maharaji threw his hands up and said, "All right, tell him what you want."
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
My whole life hanging on a thread. I mean, if I hadn't gone there to India, I'd be dead. I mean, that's the way my life was going. My whole life hanging on a thread. All right, tell him what you want. Now, the beauty of it is that KK wouldn't lie, right? He's a very sincere person. He wouldn't lie to me to make me feel good or to get me to come. But the way he phrased it, as you know, Maharaji doesn't encourage the devotees to come. But his doors are always open. It looked different later. He was incredible. I mean, first thing, I put my apples on the cot that he sat on. First thing he did was threw them to the other people in the room. I went, shit, he didn't accept my apples. He doesn't like my apples. Right? And immediately he looked over and said, what did I do? Did I do right? What did I do? I said, I don't know. What did I do? Did I do right? Did I do right? So I gave him some bullshit answer, right? Starting off, I think, perfectly on the wrong foot. I said, anything you do is right. And he looked like he bit a pickle. Ah! You know? He said, did I do right? I said, I don't know. He said, when you have God, you don't need anything. When I chant, all I think about is chanting, is doing the practice. This is what opens my heart. This is what keeps me straight. This is why I share the practice with everybody else, because everybody's a part of the practice. You can't manipulate a heart open. You can only allow it to open in the right circumstances. We had been singing, you know, because he liked it, so we sang, and we could spend time with him that way. But he had hired for the whole season, the spring, summer, and fall. They brought up these kirtan guys from Vrindavan, and they would sing Hare Krishna around the clock. And then towards the end of the season, one of them kind of tried to seduce one of the Western women. And Maharaji found out about it, and in about 10 seconds, all 20 of these guys, with all their stuff, were loaded on the back of a truck, driven back down to the train, you know, back home, you know. So one of the Indian folks in the temple says to Maharaji, we just kicked the kirtan guys out. Who's going to sing now? The Westerners. No, we don't want to sing. We want to hang out with you, you know. Because you had to sing in this little room around the corner, and if he came out, which we didn't spend that much time with him during the day, but if he came out and it was your shift, you were screwed. So it wasn't fun, you know. But we had to sing. We were asked to sing, and of course, so we sang. And it was really, the first time I got a little glimpse of of how chanting is a meditation and how it works. I'd be sitting there singing. We had to sing a couple of hours at a time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. And I was bored out of my mind, you know? Really bored. I mean, nothing, just horrible. Like nails on a blackboard kind of bored, you know? And you have to keep singing. So you're bored and you're singing, you're bored and you're singing. So the mind starts to grab at anything, you know. I remembered my old girlfriend back in the States, you know, before I left for India. I got real happy, you know. Hare Krishna, you know. Everything, you know, yeah, Hare Krishna. Then, like, in mid-Krishna, I remember she broke up with me, you know. And then it was like, Hare, you know, it's like, but then that would pass and something else would come and then that would pass, and all the time the chant is going. And gradually that stuff starts to kind of, the hold that stuff has on you, you know, the thoughts, the emotions, the feelings that we immediately believe everything about the minute, you know, yes, I'm thinking this, I'm feeling this, you know. It didn't grab me the same way. And the chant was getting deeper and smoother and richer and sweeter. And I didn't want to leave the chant to go into those thoughts. I just, you know, it just was, I got a taste of what, very first taste of what, of how beautiful it is, you know, and how it works. The more we do that, the more we learn how to let go of the stuff that causes us suffering, you know, that hurts us.
negative thoughts, unhappy thoughts, depression, all that stuff that we cling to. We don't want it, but we don't know how to get rid of it. You push it away and it sticks to you, you know? But with these practices, you learn how to sit deeper in your own being. And you sit more deeply than these feelings and thoughts. So you're able to learn to let go of them. You don't learn, but you're able to, you find a way. Because you're getting nourished in a different way.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
When I heard that he left the body, that was it. My life was over. And that's the way I lived for a long time.
I think sometimes he felt sort of like a lost child in a way, without Maharaji around.
I'd started messing around with cocaine. And then somebody turned me on to freebase, which is like crack. I realized if I didn't sing, I would never, ever be able to clean out the dark places in my own heart. The only chance I had was to sing with people.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopala Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopala Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopala Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopala Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Gopala Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopala Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda